What is up, guys? It is Game Storms here, bringing you some PVZ GW2. Today, I just wanted to make my review of the game. It's been out for a little over a week, and I wanted to make a review. And here's the review. It is a great game. Everybody who hasn't gotten the game, go get the game right now. That's it. That's all. The review's done. No, I'm kidding, guys. But true, if you haven't gotten the game, get the game. I will show off some stuff to hopefully influence you to get this game. Now, PVZ GW2 is by far a huge upgrade to Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1. It is such a great expansion to the franchise. There's so much more to do. Now, for a single player person or somebody who likes playing multiplayer online, they got both things done. In the first game, you could only do multiplayer pretty much, but they have both things covered in this game. Now, if you don't know what Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is, it is like a zany shooter, a zany third-person shooter, but it's very action-packed, lots of fun moments. There's tons of different characters. There's 111 in total, I think, with the variants. There's 14 different types of characters to choose from, with each one having several variants totaling up to 111 characters, and with them each having their own abilities for lots of different ways to play, to switch your play style. They have different traits for their abilities that you can unlock, and tons of customization. As you can see in the background, there's all this customization stuff that you can do. If you are a single player person, they have that covered for you. If you do not like playing online with players, they have that covered. They have tons of missions. They actually have a story in this one, which is just amazing. I can't believe they actually have a story in this. They have a story with it's not really like a story. It's just missions, which is kind of like a story. But they have a total of like 40-something missions that you can do single player, and I'm pretty positive you can just replay them as much as you want. I don't know if you get the rewards every time you play them, but you can play them as much as you want. If you don't do the missions, you have the whole backyard that you can explore, just goof around in. You have the flag of unimaginable power that you can activate in the middle of the map, which, let me tell you guys, that is a lot of fun. That is one of the best things that they've added into this game, is the flag of unimaginable power, where you just fight wave after wave of enemies, where you can get to the end where you'll just have an endless wave of enemies constantly coming until they capture the flag, which is so fun. Unfortunately, they did mess it up a bit. I hope they bring it back just for the single player audience, even if it's not for just the single player audience, because I'm not a single player audience, but I like doing it. They lowered the multiplier for the flag of unimaginable power, which is kind of garbage. You only get a quarter of the XP that you would get normally if you were just playing online or just fighting just the zombies that spawn or plants that spawn in the backyard. They cut it to a quarter. I wish they would just leave the multiplier alone. I mean, yes, it'd be super easy to level up doing this, but at least if you're a single player person, all you gotta do is play that and you're good. You can just play that and level up. You don't have to worry about going online to level up. At least you'll be able to level up, unlock your abilities for your characters, stuff. They need to cater a little bit more to the single player experience, which I hope they update it and change it a little bit. Maybe they won't make it as good as having your multiplier. Maybe they'll have it like you get half the XP, but hopefully that's done. Now, also in the backyard, you have just the backyard itself where zombies or plants will spawn, and you can start a war. You can go up to the opposing team's gate, and it will ring a siren, which will summon hordes of enemies to come, just summon bosses. And this, your multiplier will not be diminished. It will keep your multiplier how it is, letting you get XP. Of course, it's not the fastest way to level up, but when you're a single player, it's still fun, and you can do it. As well, if you're a single player, you can go into the multiplayer portal thing, but you don't have to go in the multiplayer. There is a solo-only playlist that you can choose, where you can face just bots, play any game mode you want, choose whatever map you want, change the difficulty of the bots. There's different settings that you can use to change, like lighter gravity, faster movement, whatever you feel like doing, you can do that. I think that is greatly appreciated. That is how I got all my gnomes and stuff. So that's nice. I don't think there's anything else for the single player experience in the backyard. Of course, there's split screen. So if you are a split screen player, you can go split screen. You have all your customization items. The backyard is just a playground pretty much. And it's fantastic. There's so much to do. You have your infinity mode that you can go do, which, oh my god, infinity mode is epic. Once you finish all your missions, now some of the stuff you can't get until you finish your missions, which is good. They want you to actually do the missions and learn them. So make sure you do your missions, but in the backyard, there's this infinity mode, which is kind of like garden ops or graveyard ops, but it's a little bit more epic than that. You face gnomes, you're a giant dinosaur mech or you're a giant kitty cat mech, and you have all these strong abilities, and you just massacre, which is freaking a complete blast. Now, for the multiplayer side, of course, the multiplayer online is amazing. The maps are very good. They actually implemented, like, a lot of the maps have an implemented effect where, like, there's a sandy map where a sandstorm will fly in, a snowstorm will start happening on some maps. It's cool seeing how they added some weather effects into the missions, and there's not much to cover in the multiplayer other than that. The characters, they have the 111 character variants in total, which is fantastic. It gives you so much to choose from, so many different ways of playing the game, because each person plays differently. Some are better than others, of course. So if the ones that are worse, just don't use them online. Go play garden ops with them. Go play graveyard ops with that character. There's better characters. Go on multiplayer. Face people. Have a blast. There's nothing wrong with just having a blast in this game. It is fantastic of a game. They could not have done any better, I don't think, at making this game. Now, with the character variants, of course, there are some problems with the way they balance the characters. This is about the only problem with the game as of now. In the beta, they had the Rose was very weak. It was very hard to use the Rose. It was a very weak character. They had the Imp, who was one of the more stronger characters, but he wasn't overpowered at all. I thought he was very balanced with all other characters. If you knew how to use him, you were going to do very well with him. If you didn't know how to use him, you were going to get massacred with him. Now, in the release of this game now, they have buffed the Rose up the ass. Like, they just buffed her so much. She is now OP. I definitely agree with her being OP. She is so simple to use. You just have to hold the trigger down and fire, and you're going to kill everybody very fast. You have no way to react. If you are not facing a Rose head on and you just start getting shot by a Rose, you're dead. You don't have any time to react. Your health is literally going to go from whatever it is to 0 very fast, which is unfortunate. They are going to nerf her. They already know that she is OP. Now, in the Imp, on the other hand, I don't know why they nerfed the Imp, but they did. They need to bring him back to where he was in the beta. He was very balanced with the rest of the characters, but they nerfed the Imp to where he does 3 damage each bullet, which is very weak when you only have 50 health, and you can only do you can't even kill a Super Brains or well, not a Super Brains clearly, but you can't kill like a Citron or any of that with the Imp's regular shot, just because if you hit every bullet, you still don't rack up enough damage to actually take down that enemy's health, where he can kill you in 10 or less bullets, whatever the Citron's damage output is. I don't know. And then they have your Imp Kata ability, which in the beta did 5 damage each bullet hit, and they've nerfed it to 2 to 3, depending on the range of the enemy. They're close enough, there's 3 bullets each hit. They're a little bit too far out of the range, it does 2, which is very weak. You can't even kill anybody with it. In the beta, you could get multi-kills with your Imp Kata, and it was great. Like, that's how it was meant to be played. But now they nerfed it to where you could barely kill anybody, and it kind of sucks. I wish they would definitely buff him back up. I hope they buff him back up and when they nerf the Rose. But it's fantastic. Overall, guys, I think this is a great game. If you didn't get this game, you need to go out and buy it. I have clips, of course, in the background of everything that's going on. But go get this game. There's so much to do, so much stuff to unlock. It's just a great game overall. I know people think it's for a younger audience, but it really isn't. There is, of course, a young audience that plays this because it's not a bloody game. It's a shooter game for kids. That's what it is, really. But hey, older people can play it too. A bunch of my friends have it. We all have fun on it. It's an amazing game to play. And I hope you guys join the community for this game because it is by far one of the best shooters because it's so zany. It's not just like a super serious shooter game. It's a zany game. Have fun. See all the colors, all the different skills, the traits, the customization. There's just so much in this game. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you like my review. And don't forget to give this video a like rating. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Peace.